He wants to arrest their war chests. Yep, Starbucks CEO Howard Schultz is calling for a boycott on campaign donations because he's sick of politicians bickering and their rampant self-interest. Schultz figures Americans can force lawmakers to put the interests of the nation ahead of their own if we'd only stop giving them money. So last week, via email, the caffeinated captain issued a ban the bucks edict to Starbucks employees and 50 like-minded and equally rich pals, explaining, I found myself growing more and more frustrated at the lack of cooperation and irresponsibility among elected officials as they have put partisan agendas before the people's agenda. We're joined now live by the Starbucks CEO himself. And you tell us how to live, sir, while you drive around in your fancy apartment in your sports car?
That's weird.
It is weird, Kimberly.
Yeah, I don't like it.
I don't like it either.
Maybe I should question his coffee now.
I think you should. I think, you know what? We should withhold our money from Starbucks until he stops driving cars in large condos.
Immediately.
I don't know about that, Tucker, because I've already lost interest in that protest. Howard claims politicians are putting partisan agendas before people's agendas. Isn't he just whining that for once there are other people that disagree with him?
Well, the interesting thing here, and I've seen this many times before, the lesson is you can be a very successful businessman and still have stunningly banal political opinions.
That is true.
I mean, truly,
Good
my
word.
kids have more interesting things to say than politicians putting partisan agendas. Oh, shut up!
Exactly.
Right? I mean, stop it.
Yeah. Andrea, shouldn't the guy lower the prices of his expensive swill before whining about this? Isn't that the real problem?
Of $4 coffee?
Yes.
Everything's $4 in there. You
It's
ever notice that?
annoying.
Yeah.
I think this guy's
But you know what's
really
free
impressed
there?
with himself. What?
The customer service, and they're delightful people.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they always get it right.
Yeah.
Not.
Please.
Do you see these stacks of books that this guy just wrote? You ever
Yeah.
see? So I think he's really high on himself.
Yeah.
So he wants to come out and try and be bipartisan. He actually sent an email to his friends, and you know these other CEOs are like, oh, yeah, good idea. And they're like, cut $1 million check to Barack Obama quick.
Yeah.
Do it to Rick Perry. No one's listening to him.
Do you think they did that little voice thing?
Yeah.
How would they ever hear them?
Kay Gill, this is never going to work because some super rich lobbyist is going to, in need of influence, is going to just jump in there. This guy's a real idiot.
Yeah, I think he's annoying. And I'm telling you, now he's leaving a bad taste in my mouth, like Starbucks at the end of the day when they have it left in the container and they're too cheap to make a fresh pot. Annoying.
Yeah, you know what? When I get that, I got to be close to you know where. Because it ain't good.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I won't get into the details here.
I'm really
or maybe I
grossed
shall. We have time. So there I was.
Oh, we have video.
Yeah, I do. I actually took some on my cell phone. This is me running down the street on 36th and Park. Oh, anyway. Hey, Bill, in lieu of having any money, skills, or original thought, how do you help your favorite politicians?
This one had a question mark at the end of it, so
Yes.
I'll give you that.
Yes.
It wasn't just the insult. This is a stunt to detract us from the real story. Last week, a Consumer Reports study did a taste test on Walmart coffee and Starbucks coffee, and the taste test tied with Starbucks, even though Walmart's is $3 a pound and Starbucks is $12. This Mr. Schultz is going to boycott that Mr. Schultz on the aisles of his store.
Isn't that the real story that that's your dad?
No, real Schultzes don't put a T in their name. Do you say
changed your
Mozart?
name.
You say Mozart. Do you say Nazi? You say Nazi. It's a good example.
Wow,
Yeah,
good
terrible example. You know, I don't remember this guy saying this stuff when people were hating on Bush. So this is just like, this is a subtle way of saying, why can't we all agree with Obama? But the biggest thing, the biggest story, the real story, Bill, is that Starbucks has become the modern equivalent of the public library.
Yes.
Nobody goes to the public library anymore for their pooping or their freeloading
Hey,
or sleeping. So all the bums go to Starbucks for their pooping and their freeloading.
that's
And
right.
I won't say what else they're doing, but we know what it is.
I'll say it. Free Sarah McLachlan sound downloads.
Yes.
They love it.
That is true. The
And
music.
all the freaks
They're huge in
hang
the
out
homeless
there. I'm
community.
telling you, Starbucks is not safe anymore. It's like perv.com there. I'm telling you.
I would
I get
argue that
very
wherever
worried
you
in
go,
there.
there tends to be a concentration of pervs following you.
And-
I wouldn't blame Starbucks. I would blame you walking around and all these guys chasing you, going,
No,
"Give me the Guilfoyle."
they're totally weird there. And then instead of writing your name on the cup, they write you are Purdy, P-U-R-T-Y.
That happens to you all the time, right,
Really? And
Bill?
then the free Wi-Fi.
What
Everybody's in
Starbucks
there,
do you go to?
Mooching off of the free
West Virginia?
Wi-Fi. No, but it's closer than Walmart for coffee because God knows where I'm going to find that.
Are you sure this wasn't a deli in East Harlem? There is a difference.
All right. Well, I think we learned something here today. Not really. We never learn anything here. That's the beauty of the show. In fact, you just get dumber by watching us. Just kidding. Sorry, people. Do you have a comment on the show? Email us. It's redeye@foxnews.com. And to leave a voicemail on my direct line, call 212-462-5050. Still to come, the halftime report from TV's Andy Levy. He's stupid.
Tonight's halftime report is sponsored by Horse Dentists, those individuals who are trained and licensed to practice dentistry, but on horses. Thanks, Horse Dentists.